Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now. They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you get long-term payments but you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now. 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, when you do the fun, done go. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his lord's constantine.
Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Build a wall, no, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go. No. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Be gentle as the devil would decide for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stone me and save my life? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and it's been a busy day. A lot is happening. It is almost impossible to keep up with President Trump. The amount of things that this man is doing, the amount of changes, the amount of firings, the amount of executive orders. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. And that's just Trump, not to mention Elon and the rest of the Trump administration. they're unstoppable. This is what I voted for. This is exactly what I voted for. For those of you asking, I'm not intentionally not streaming to locals. The reason I haven't been doing it is because I think you can only have one stream going on at a time, and we're trying to actually ramp up our exclusive locals content. So if I'm streaming CobraCast, then the team can't do a stream. So we're trying to figure that out. So I'm not actively ignoring locals at all. Just trying to, I don't want to, if I'm streaming, they can't stream. So we're just working through that. So that's all. But hi, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. We've got a lot of super chats already. Chad freaking Layton with a $50 super chat. We're going to roll this in first thing for a Friday night. Roll Tide. Thank you, Chad. I can't highlight it because it didn't show up on my highlight list, but I do see it. $50 from Chad Layton. Thank you, brother. Starting the night off the right way. Let's freaking go. We've got Stone Cold John Underwood back. Checking in, Jeremy. You did a good job on Friday Night Tights the other week. Very exciting about Kash Patel being FBI director. Let's fucking go. How did you get fucking in there? Usually YouTube won't let you say that, right? Am I right about that? Usually they self-censor that for you. But either way, good to see you here, John. Appreciate you. Sarah says, my birthday is tomorrow. Jeremy's gay. I agree with Jay. Praise Allah 199 BC before CobraCast. Thank you. Appreciate that. Golden Nuggets 410 says the UK is desperate for what Trump is doing right now, but we are weak and deserve to be invaded. So may as well let the US do it preferably. Hey, man, with all the stuff going on, I mean, the United States is paying attention to all of it. And the United States under Donald Trump is the superpower once again, the superpower that we should have been, for all of these years. But Donald Trump is definitely bringing us back to the forefront. AOE2 Freak for 10 says, you may be an idiot, but so am I. Hail the 199. Well, I'm an IDOT. I am an IDOT, as I hope all of you are as well. Clown Pilled 199 says CobraCast no more longer on locals. Yeah, I did address that. Gerald Armstrong says today is great. A great day. Trump bodies the governor of Maine and fires the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of and the Chief of Naval Operations. Yep, we're going to talk about all of that. Sinestro with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Appreciate that. As a matter of fact, why don't we just jump right into some of that stuff really quick? Because it's just Trump is unstoppable at this point. The man is absolutely on fire and he's unstoppable and he does not give a single fuck. And it is glorious. Right here. Let's go ahead and play this right here. Look at this. This is fantastic. This is an all-timer right here.
But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it? Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title IX. They have an obligation, a legal obligation, and we'll be enforcing aggressively. And we're going to be protecting our citizens. We're going to protect. But I understand.
Blasted this leftist clown right in front of everybody, setting a tone. I'm not putting up with your bullshit. This man is unstoppable. There's nobody like him. There's never been anyone like him, and there's never going to be anyone like him. It's why I support him so passionately, because this is leadership. And this is the type of person that you need in this position. He's the only person walking this planet that could do what he has done. No one else could do it. It's unbelievable. And it didn't stop there. I mean, there was even more right here. I mean, let me see if there was another clip of him going after ABC News right here. Here we go.
Americans voted for you on immigration and the economy, but these voters say they're angry and frustrated by these firings. They don't like the work of Elon Musk and these other actions. What do you say to them?
Who do you work for?
I work for ABC News, sir.
Who?
ABC News.
No wonder. Let me just tell you that I have today the highest poll numbers I've ever had. I have today the highest poll numbers of any Republican president ever. We haven't even checked the Democrats, but that's what I was just told. And they like the job that we're doing. They like the job that Elon's doing. He's doing something that a lot of people wouldn't have the courage to do. We want to streamline our country. We want to streamline, because you know why? Because we want our country to survive and thrive. And we're finding billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. Billions, and I mean numbers like you wouldn't believe. And we haven't even started yet. So it's actually just the opposite. We've polled it, and people are thrilled. They can't even believe it's happening. And it won't affect many people. It only affects the people that get caught stealing. The waste, fraud, and abuse is at a level like nobody's ever seen. It's been going on for years. And all you have to do is look at the Social Security rolls, look at some of the things, look at where the money is going. The Attorney General's looking into something, environmental protection, $20 billion. And it's out and out fraud. So I think the people are very happy.
So, I mean, if you're working against Trump at this point, you're essentially working against America. There's no valid reason that you would want to be against Trump and Elon Musk and JD Vance and the Trump administration. There's no logical reason. If you are working against them, if you are actively pulling against them, I'm not saying you have to be a big fan, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're actively working against them, then you are working against the United States of America. It's that simple. Bird Up for $20 says, as a Maine resident, I'm thrilled that Governor Mills got the orange slap. She has done nothing but make things worse and more expensive for us. Portland in particular has been in a state of entropy in what is it? Ever since the lockdowns. So yeah, I mean, and I'd never been to Maine. I've heard it's very liberal there. So I don't know. I've never been there, but I've heard nothing but like that it's very like leaning. It leans. I don't know if it's leaning. Isn't it very strongly left? Because I don't know. It's never sounded like anywhere I've ever wanted to go. But so what's going to happen? I mean, Trump said he did better there. Trump often likes to, you know, throw his numbers out there a little bit. So I don't know how well he did in Maine, but either way, sounds like that clown got exactly what she deserves. Poppin' Fresh J for 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. You guys are insane already. We're just getting started. Eric says, I can't say the F word. We need to make curse words great again. It's the Attitude Era, baby. We're getting there. We're getting there. CG87343 says, lived in Maine for 9 years. I can confirm the governor of Maine is a total slag, hates the people and only caters to her loyal group, shut businesses down in COVID and laughed about it, does whatever she wants. I bet Maine conservatives and based individuals are cheering President Trump on today. I bet you guys are so happy he did that. But look, this is like just to like things are crazy. Like right here, Trump's weak. Got Kash Patel in, policies holding up in courts. He's investigating Democrats making threats and the Maine Department of Education for defying his no men and women's sports order. Progress on Ukraine, Russia. More executive orders to dismantle the bureaucracy and insert DOGE into executive agencies. High approval rating and much more. He is on absolute fire. He's unstoppable right now. And their brains are breaking at the sight of this. Now, I don't know if this is real or not. This has gone very viral. And I don't know if this is legit or not, but here we go.
My mom just got deported. My mom just got deported. It's so not fair. It's so not fair. She's literally not a criminal. Like she's literally just paid her taxes. She's literally just. We're not safe. No one's safe. Please. Hug your loved ones, please.
I just want to say, because I do, you know, I have a heart. I'm a human being. And I just want to say that this is exactly what I voted for, baby. Get them the fuck out. That's exactly what I voted for. Hell yeah. Let's go. I don't know if it's real or not. I have no idea. But even still, honestly, I know it's easy to dismiss as fake. Dude, there's a lot of crazy leftists out there. There's a lot of crazy leftists. That's why it's hard. It's hard to figure out if this stuff is real or not because these people are so deranged. That's the scary part of all of it. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell sometimes. But you know what's not? Look at this right here. All right. I said Trump is unstoppable. All right. Trump is trying to sell the Nancy Pelosi federal building in San Francisco. Here we go.
White House is looking to sell the Nancy Pelosi Federal Building on 7th Street and the century-old building at 50 United Nations Plaza. The Trump administration says it will save money by avoiding maintenance on the buildings, selling the properties, then leasing office space for federal workers. Former Congresswoman Jackie Spears says it's just about vengeance.
It's another example of how he's coming after Democrats, he's coming after California, and it's all about payback.
White House is looking to sell the Nancy Pelosi Federal Building on...
You're damn right he is, because all of you Democrats, all of you leftists, you could have been done with Trump. Trump would be gone right now. He would have had his 8 years and someone else would be in office, maybe a Democrat. I don't know. But because you had to rig 2020, because you had to weaponize the justice system, because you attempted murder on him multiple times, because you tried to arrest him, because you raided Mar-a-Lago, because you arrested Trump supporters for memes, because you arrested people for January 6th, you did all of this to your fucking selves, and you have no one to blame but yourselves. I feel no sympathy for these Democrats at all. You did this. You brought all of this onto yourselves, and no one feels bad for you at all. You get what you deserve. It's that simple. You get what you deserve. And you will continue to get what you deserve. And it will be glorious. So Trump is just on another level right now, man. He really is. Also, let me see if I can find it. So Trump is essentially, he's doing DEI in reverse, which again is what I voted for. Let me see if I can find it right here. I thought I had it. Maybe I've got so many bookmarks I can't keep up with all of them. Can't find it now. But Trump gets rid of one. Let me see. Where's it at? Trump gets rid of one guy and brings another guy in. He gets rid of a woke black dude and hires a based white dude named Raisin Cane.
I'm standing on the top and I look down and there's these handsome people. Everybody's like from a movie set. Good looking guys. I get down the stairs and what's your name? My name is Kane, sir. What's your first name? They call me Raisin. I say, wait a minute, your name is Raisin Kane? I love you. I've been looking for you for 5 years. You are the great. This is what I want. I'm standing.
Only Trump can say some gay shit like that and it doesn't sound gay. He's the only one. Like, listen to what he says. Only Trump.
I'm standing on the top and I look down and there's these handsome people. Everybody's like from a movie set. Good looking guys. I get down the stairs and what's your name? My name is Kane, sir. What's your first name? They call me Raisin. I say, wait a minute, your name is Raisin Kane? I love you. I've been looking for you for 5 years. You are the great. This is what I want.
And I mean, only Trump can pull stuff like that off. We also have Karen Bass finally did her job, the LA mayor, and fired the LA fire chief right here.
Period.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job. And I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Chief Kristen Crowley, I believe the anchors wanted to ask a question.
Yes,
there, had some comments.
We do, Gigi. If you could please ask her regarding the Times article that came out that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was closed to repairs and it was empty. 117 million gallons of water could have been used in this fight.
The question is about the Santa Ynez Reservoir being empty. There's been a lot of questions about that.
Sure. So my stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants. Please defer that to DWP or whomever controls that part. But I can tell you the resiliency of our firefighters, if there's no water, they're going to go find water. They're going to figure out a way to do the best they can with what they've got.
Exactly. Too many women. No disrespect to women. All right. We all love women. All right. Some of my favorite adult films have nothing but women in them. Okay. Like those are the top ranking ones too. In fact, most men prefer not to have dudes in those movies. We know where the place of women are. Okay. No disrespect to women. Okay. Seriously. Like, of course, you know, but they don't need to be in leadership positions at the rate that they have been.
In a very dynamic situation.
And I know you expressed concerns that those DWP hydrants would not be inspected thoroughly because of the budget cuts.
That is something to...
And, of course, Twitter videos messing up. I don't think you guys want to hear this clown anymore anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, this is just another example of what we are seeing right now. And Trump's effect is having, it's having results every single where we look and every single where we go. Now, he's not the only person that's triggering them. All right. He's not the only one. He's the main one, but we got another guy. That's really, really working them up. Give me just a minute, though. Let's catch up on these super chats a little bit. Brad Mann says, have you seen the virtual rebellion in, upstate New York with the correction officer strike? I haven't seen that. I haven't heard about that one. There's so much news, it's absolutely impossible to keep up with all of it. Jared the American says, been playing a Civil War game called War of Rights. Thank you, Jared. Eric Stratton says, it's 200 days till Halloween. It reminds me of that one jack-o'-lantern has more teeth than Jeremy's family. Plus, Jay is not getting his deposit back. Hail, Eric. Alice McCarthy says, final boss, not Dwayne, showed up on SmackDown. I saw some clips. I'll check it out after CobraCast. 877 cash now for $1. Lord Pterodax for a member message. NDI says, I don't know why everyone is saying late and gay. You're gay even when you're not late. Also, take them off. Take them off. What? Lance Schneck says, I'm from Maine. Get her the F out. Wasser Bottle says, you should bring Jay on so I can agree with him. Beastie Man says, talk to him, President Trump. Talk to him. Let's fucking go. Mola Ramp says, Donald's pimp hand is strong. 12 says, Ronan says, Trump is looking real cool in that dark blue jacket and bright gold tie, LFG. Vault 95 says, Happy New Year, Jeremy. Polite Rude Guy says, Trump 2028 is real, legal, and constitutional. Woo, man, I tell you what, whenever I say that, people get so mad. Like, I don't think people understand. I enjoy, if you are emotionally unstable online and you get triggered over me just posting something stupid, I enjoy that. It's what happened the other day with the Zack Snyder thing. When I tweeted about the Zack Snyder, the Man of Steel scene, all the Snyder people are like, he's just mad because Snyder denounced him. How's Snyder done since he denounced G&G? How's that worked out for him? Well, tell me what Snyder's done since then. How's his career been since he denounced G&G? G&G's done very well. How's Snyder doing? Not doing so well, is he? So not a big deal for me. But just watching them get super, super triggered is so funny. The Exalted Patriarch says, Attitude Era. Did you like the MAGA Attitude Era 199 post I made? LFG, I did. It was badass. It was badass. Lance Schneck says, main votes left for the most part, but our guns are off limits. Constitutional carry state. Hell yeah. Southeastern Kaiju says, Afuera. Afuera. How does Jay do it? Afuera. I don't know. I always want to do it like Jay does it. Afuera. Eric K says, LOL, how many takes did this idiot take to do this? LOL, she posted, paid her taxes. Illegals do not pay taxes. This guy thinks we're all morons. CG says northeastern Maine is very red. Southeastern is very liberal. I guess it is Maine because very beautiful state, poorly governed. Thank God my job let me move back to my home state of Alabama. Tony Zag says Trump is Baby Yaga. Polite Rude Guy says Trump 2028 to 2032. Suck it, liberals. Dude, I had people like tagging the FBI. I'm like, Kash Patel runs the FBI now. It's going to be okay. But let's talk about something else that's got the weirdos worked up. Elon freaking Musk. Oh, boy. Elon Musk yesterday at CPAC. So funny. So funny. Let's watch this.
It's the Doge chainsaw massacre. Elon Musk crashing CPAC while literally wielding a golden chainsaw given to him by Argentina's president. A symbolic gesture for the cost-cutting crew that has already saved taxpayers billions. The world's richest man acting cool and casual as he dismantled his Democrat critics who have been protesting his every move.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
It just shows that they really lack empathy for the average taxpayer who's working hard, paying taxes, and then they say, oh, $1 million doesn't matter. I'm like, I think it matters a lot, people, So what are you talking about? People ask, like, how can you find waste in DC? I'm like, look, it's like being in a room, and this target, the wall, the roofs, and the floor are all targets. So it's like, you're gonna close your eyes and go shoot in any direction. You can't miss.
But the liberal media is so easily triggered by the sight of Chainsaw Musk.
You unleash somebody who's doing theatrics and abandoning his own children and having some weird fantasy in front of everybody to be popular. Just do whatever he wants to do with no oversight. That is anti-American, and it's reckless and it's wrong.
Chainsaw Musk? Yeah, it was absurd, but it was also a flex of a man who has absolutely no idea what he's doing.
You live by the chainsaw, die by the chainsaw.
Trump and his MAGA allies are treating their firings inside the...
They don't get it. This is why they're losing so badly right now. They don't understand the culture that we are in. They don't understand internet culture. They don't understand any of this. And this is why they will continue to lose the people. My goodness, this is incredible.
Government like a game, a show even. They are creating memes, throwing celebrations, and the man in charge is using props to dance on professional graves.
They can whine all they want, but President Trump is sticking with his extremely high IQ Doge team.
Elon is doing a really good job. And I said, who are these people that travel? We call them the Dodgers. And I said, what are they? He said, they're generally young people with extremely high IQs who are very good with computers, because you have to be good with computers. We're actually going to Fort Knox because I want to see, do we have the gold? Do we still have whatever it is, tons of gold? I hope we do. Wouldn't that be disappointing? Fort Knox. You grow up hearing about Fort Knox. You can't get in. You can't even see it. Nobody sees it. You go there and the place is dry. Would that be terrible?
All right, Jesse, you know, the Democrat malcontents are out there.
Before we continue on that, because I think it's important. So again, the same Van Jones that cries about Elon Musk, like, he also admitted the truth. And this is the truth right here. This is the truth. This was a few months ago. This is this is the most candid you're ever going to hear him right here.
How the hell did Donald Trump figure out the mainstream media is the fringe and the fringe is now the mainstream? How the hell did Donald Trump figure out? I mean, Joe Rogan is obvious, right? Like, we knew the guy had a big audience. It's not like we were like stunned, but like, how the hell was he, the 78-year-old guy who doesn't even have a computer and still like writes handwritten notes? How did he become the guy who cracked the code on, to your point, running a cultural, I don't even want to say campaign, running
it was a movement. Look,
heading a cultural movement versus a campaign.
Every one of your people knows Elon. Listen. Yeah, so everybody keeps, I mean, the problem is you have a framework in your mind that, how can Donald Trump? Guys, can we cut it out? Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know why we know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream, built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary.
And you still do. You're still doing it. Even though you recognize it, you're still looking like idiots. Even though you admit everything that you should be admitting because it's true, you're continuing to look like fools every step of the way.
Saying, you know, that Elon Musk has no oversight. It's anti-American. It's wrong. He has no idea what he's doing. I mean, the guy who bought Twitter took it down like by 70% and is still doing well with it. And he's probably the most successful businessman in the year. And Congress hasn't done any oversight that can show $55 billion in 2 weeks.
No, he's done more with a chainsaw than Congress has done with their own powers in decades. The chainsaw was a gift. It would be rude not to brandish it. And who gave it to him? The guy from Argentina who's used it very well. He saved it.
Again, I'll go back to, some of you may not remember. Unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember when Bill Clinton showed up on the Arsenio Hall show with a saxophone and sunglasses. And it was a cultural moment that really did elevate Bill Clinton. It elevated him so big time. And it was cool. Like, it was cool. No doubt about that. This is cooler. This is so much cooler. Elon Musk with a fucking chainsaw with his goth MAGA hat and sunglasses. Yeah, this is cool.
His own country from bankruptcy. Argentina should make the chainsaw the national bird. I don't even care if the thing doesn't fly. We are $36 trillion in the hole, and you keep hearing Democrats talk about, oh, we need a scalpel. It's like they think that's some clever analogy. When's the last time you heard a Democrat use a scalpel on anything besides their own face? This is a serious debt crisis we're in. You definitely need a chainsaw. Democrats haven't balanced the budget in 25 years, and that was only because Newt helped them out. But I do worry about Elon, Judge. You know how these NBA stars or NFL stars have clauses in their contract and their off season, they're not allowed to go skiing or ride a motorcycle or even play pickup basketball? It's because it's too risky. They could get hurt and lose everything. Elon's board of directors should not allow him to be juggling a chainsaw. He slips and falls, cuts his head off. We're in a recession. Or if he castrates himself, the world population plummets. These are memes. And he's serious about that. He's got the shades, he's got the chain, he's got the chainsaw. We saw how effective this was with the mugshot, with the McDonald's, with the trash truck. These things are powerful. Chuck Schumer, what is he holding? An avocado? It's just not the same thing.
You know, Jessica, both James Carville and I think Van Jones, they're very critical of this. And Carville says, oh, Democrats, just, sit back. The Republican collapse is on the way. Meanwhile, Trump and Elon are happy. They're smiling. The Democrats are just miserable.
I don't feel miserable. I feel challenged. This is
You're
a tough moment.
You're
figuring out
challenged.
How to navigate.
No. You are certainly challenged in more ways than one, Jessica. And I'm not even going to fast forward past your part because I want to hear how you're going to try to spin this.
What Trump 2.0 looks like. But what James Carville is referring to is this huge drop in support for President Trump and for Elon Musk and what he's doing at Doge. So there were a bunch of polls that came out. CNN has 2-1. People are upset about Musk having such a prominent role in the government. Trump's approval rating is down 5 to 7 points across four of these big polls.
Not.
He's underwater on managing the economy, which is obviously what handed him the presidency, 8 points underwater. And then in terms of how the public is feeling, not only reflected in those numbers, did you see those town halls that were going on last night? So Rich McCormick in Georgia, safe seat, people booing him, catcalling. They're concerned with everything from spending cuts to what's going on with Doge to that Donald Trump is becoming a tyrant. Cliff Bentz in Oregon, similar reaction. This guy, Tony Balderson, he's in a Trump plus 18 district in Ohio, saying Trump's executive orders are getting out of control. They are hearing from the American public that what is going on from the Oval Office to CPAC, which is, Pam Bondi being at CPAC seems like a politicization of the office, to say the least, is not what the American public wanted. They wanted someone to come in to get the economy back on track. That hasn't been happening. They wanted a different vision of getting rid of illegal immigrants. They wanted people who are actually convicted of crimes to be the ones getting kicked out, not just picking up anyone who speaks Spanish. So that's what Carville's saying. And I think it's good strategy. Let it happen.
Greg, I noticed that your eyebrows furrowed when Jessica says just not throwing out everyone who speaks Spanish.
No, the whole point of this administration is that we agree that America needed change and they needed it now. We're willing to accept some hiccups, and our hiccups don't cost lives, right? It's not like bail reform where, hey, we're going to do this and, we break a few eggs. When you guys break eggs, people die. In this case, you make a mistake, you rehire somebody. The thing about the chainsaw, it's fun, it's silly. It's another light and ridiculous moment in this action movie that we're living in. And if you find that chainsaw toxic or hypermasculine or insensitive or heartless, you have wandered into the wrong movie. You probably wanted to see The Notebook 4, but this is part of the flip. 40 years ago, it used to be, the right was stiff and easily offended and the left was hip and edgy. It's completely shifted, and the right's having fun. Meanwhile, the Dems, the Democratic Party is like a giant-sized version of The View, if that's possible. I mean, do you see any optimism? Do you see any hope? Do you see any act?
It's professional wrestling. Everything is professional wrestling, and Elon and Trump get that. It's theatrics. That's all it is. Theatrics are important. And this is a tale as old as time of theatrics work. People like entertainment. Elon is a fascinating, unbelievably fascinating individual. Donald Trump is he may be the most charismatic person I've ever seen. I've never seen a person that just has more charisma. And these things matter. Details matter. Things matter. Marketing matters. I've talked about this before. Like, I remember when I was a kid living in Alabama, you know, my parents would always mention like going to Walt Disney World. And I didn't really even know what Walt Disney World was. I just knew the name Walt Disney from Disney movies. But Walt Disney World sounded magical. Now, what if Walt Disney's name was Joe Smith? Joe Smith World. Doesn't really sound the same, does it? Joe Smith World. What, are we going to a car dealership? Marketing matters. It just does. Theatrics matter. These things are important. And Elon holding up a fucking chainsaw that Javier Milei gave him as a, like, look how he's walking out there with it. He's walking out there like a crazy person to hand it to Elon.
The left was
Watch
hip
him in
and
the
edgy.
background
It's
right here.
Completely shifted.
Look at him. He's walking out like a fucking crazy person with a fucking chainsaw to hand it to Elon Musk. It's the coolest shit ever. This is amazing.
Any optimism? Do you see any hope? Do you see any action? Do you see any solutions? At least on The View, there's joy. And what a joy it is. But with the Democratic Party, it's all just misery and a hope for more misery, because then that'll bring down Trump. I was just watch that clip. I just realized Brianna Keller has CNN resting face. So in the issue, you know, Jessica brings up these criticisms, and you got to understand that stuff doesn't work anymore. A lot of the load-bearing phrases that he's racist, he's fascist, he's acting like a king, he's transphobic, he's Hitler. They don't resonate to the public anymore.
Nobody
because
cares.
They got burned by all that.
Nobody
and
cares.
The arguments that depended on those words have all atrophied. Worse, the media vessels have been cauterized. It used to be you'd get this little outrage and it would show up on Twitter, that it would go to a blog, and then it would shoot its way up to the New York Times or the Washington Post, which is what happened with something like the Covington kids. That vessel has been cauterized. Nobody cares what's on the Daily Beast or Mediaite. They don't read that, and nobody actually trusts it. So the big challenge for the Dems, the Trump movie is fun, it's funny, and it's fast, and it's optimistic.
Yes.
If the Dems were a movie, it would be morose, depressing, and hopeless. You would call it the Jim Acosta story.
Why are the town halls like this then, if everyone is
well,
happy?
nobody's hearing about these town halls.
They are.
But
It's all over.
let me go to Kaylee.
It's all over the what? It's all
over Elon
Never.
Musk's house site.
Okay, Kaylee, let me go to you over, on this. You know, don't you think it's rather ridiculous for the Democrats to be complaining, it's just 4 weeks and the economy isn't better? It's just 4 weeks and eggs haven't come down. How ridiculous is that?
Totally ridiculous. And, you know, Jessica, you point to an anecdotal town hall. Well, let's get into some polling. CBS, Trafalgar, Rasmussen have him over 50%.
Yeah.
Recent CNN poll, the most popular Trump agenda item that has been accomplished is immigration. In fact, 55% said he has gone either just the right amount or not far enough. Not only that, I'm a nerd. I spend my Fridays reading CNN crosstabs. When you dig into the crosstabs, people who feel there's an attack on democracy, that number was 56% in 21. That number was 54% in 2023. You know what it's at now? 45%. So this threat to democracy language that the left is still using, Biden was a bigger threat to democracy, a majority threat, according to a CNN poll. And while on the note of CNN, just one more note. Karen Finney, the person who said, Biden or Elon Musk, what experience do you have? Karen Finney, you worked for the John Edwards campaign. We never had a President Edwards. You worked for the Hillary Clinton campaign. We never had a President Hillary Clinton. Don't give me what experience does Elon Musk have. I'll cite this. SpaceX, first private sector company to get a man in space. Neuralink, helping quadriplegic people to walk. I'll take Elon Musk over Karen Finney and the CNN resting face crowd any day.
I mean, look at, like, how can anyone say that this is not cool? All right. Look at this crazy madman walking out, Elon.
Who else is here? Well, President Milei has a gift for me.
Javier Milei from Argentina. You guys know who that is, right?
Thank you. This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw.
All this gold in Fort Knox. It's the public's gold. It's your gold. So, like, I think you have like a right to see it.
You want to take a tour?
You know, yeah. I think we should have a tour. And the president last night was like, "That's not." I think he's in favor of it. That would be cool. And then it should be like a live tour. Like you can see what's going on. Open the door. Like, what's behind?
Dude, Trump and Elon are unstoppable. Like you're just not. You can't top these two men. Like they and the fact is the Democrats. You had Elon. He was on your side and you disrespected him. Joe Rogan was on your side and you disrespected him. Robert F. Kennedy was on your side and you disrespected him. Tulsi Gabbard was on your side and you disrespected her. You guys have fucked up so bad. But the biggest piece of that puzzle is Elon. You messed up big time when you fucked with Elon. You don't disrespect a literal genius, a historical figure. That's who Elon Musk is. But hey, it is what it is. You get what you deserve. And I'm okay with that. Hayden Wayne for 50. What's up, Hayden? Those empty government buildings should be turned into insane asylums. We need somewhere for the crazies that have been breaking society for 60 years. Agreed. I really want them to open up an Arkham Asylum for all these crazy nut jobs. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Verinid with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Kat, is it Randall? For 5 gifted memberships, thank you for the 5 gifties. Stone Cold John Underwood. I don't get why my account always doubles everything I say. I've noticed that a lot in the past, and now it's letting me curse. I think it's because I'm using mobile on YouTube. Let's go, Doge. 199. Thank you, John Underwood. Long Claw for 20 says the White House posted an awesome Trump hype video on X about 40 minutes ago. Only 52 seconds long, or 52 seconds long, worth the watch. MAGA 199, boys. I'll pull that up right now. Let's see what I can find. The White House posted it. Let's see. You know what I would really hope? I really hope the dislike counter comes back for YouTube. That would be great if they bring the dislike button back. Okay. That's it right there. Is this what you're talking about? Let's see. There's a couple on here, but it looks like the 53 seconds. Is that what it is? Let's play this one.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Thank you for letting me know about that. I appreciate that. That was cool as shit. Yeah, I mean, in just seeing that image of him on the ground with the blood on his face, it just brings you back to that moment. And it's just like unbelievable how close we came to losing him. And all of this would have been gone and over with. We've got this clip right here. Liberal resistance to Trump is losing, which is on the point that I've been talking about already. So let's listen to this really quick.
The resistance to the Trump mandate, of course, is very fierce, but tonight it is clear that that resistance is losing. as the new president floods this machine with a barrage of radical changes to a bloated and very exploited system.
Just G, thank
In
you for the
past
5
24
gifties over
hours,
on
we've seen
Rumble.
2 judges ruling that government layoffs can continue, ending desperate lawsuits designed to shield the bureaucratic state from much needed reform. The lawsuits are all they have to protect the rot of Washington from the Trump mandate, and we're watching this device used to preserve the tyranny of the minority, as they call it. We're watching this device fail. Today, the president met with a bipartisan group of America's governors. And if you didn't watch this live, you missed quite a show. He made it very clear that if you don't follow federal laws, don't expect to get federal money for your states. Once again, using the leverage that he has with the power that he has been assigned. This is what he's doing all over the world. He's now doing it domestically as well. Trump singled out the governor of Maine. You've never heard of this woman unless you live there. 77-year-old Janet Mills. What a picture. A left-wing activist governor, BLM.
What is that? Wow.
And trans fanatic presiding over a state that is nowhere near as radical as herself. Take a listen to this.
The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal law.
We are the federal law. Well, you better.
He almost said, I'm the federal law, which would have been fucking awesome, too.
Do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Janet Mills is going to try and step to Trump in his house. This is not going to go well, Janet. It's not going to go well at all. And in fact, her career is most likely over at this point. Kamala may have won Maine. She eked out that state. She did. But that election, as we all know, was a severe cultural mandate, especially on the issue of trans and women's sports and everything like that. I mean, the Democrat Party bled out on issues like that. Voters do not want men in women's sports. There was a familiar story that came out of her state, out of Maine. High school pole vaulter just a couple years ago, very mediocre as a boy, flips to being a girl and starts dominating and makes all the little girls at that school not really interested in competing anymore because they have no chance of winning. And how many times have we had to see our little girls disappointed, their hopes shredded, all the fun taken away because some kid had to ruin it. Janet Mills stated today she intends to keep fighting to protect the rights of that young man at the expense of young girls. So she took nothing from the last election. She didn't understand the mandate at all. And she intends to fight this in court. Good luck. It is a perfect example of the Democrat Party's suicidal new brand of politics, ready to die on a hill for an issue that they have about 20% support on. It's the same as their insane reaction to Doge and cutting government waste. Our big Elon Musk interview from yesterday got a lot of attention over at MSNBC today, where Morning Joe tried to convince Americans that nobody actually wants to see our very bloated government sliced apart. Take a listen.
The words that the constituents said last night, sloppy. That's what you've got here. So this idea that all Republicans want a guy wielding a chainsaw and just slashing NIH budgets, slashing USAID budgets, slashing FAA, slashing.
Again, it used to be Republicans were like completely tone deaf to cultural shifting. And because of Trump, suddenly the Democrats are the ones on the wrong side of the cultural shift. This is incredible. Like, I don't think we fully appreciate that. It used to be the Republicans were so tone deaf, could not understand cultural shifting, could not get these things. And now because of Elon and because of Trump and because of the Trump administration, the Democrats look so stupid. Like, and what's great about this is Trump is not perfect. Trump has his flaws, and Elon offsets most of his flaws. So, like, for instance, Trump doesn't understand nerd mentality, gamers, all of that. Guess who does? Elon Musk. You've got the best of both worlds with these dudes, man. Trump has no idea about that side of the culture. Even though that side of the culture loves him, he doesn't really get it, but Elon Musk does. And the Democrats cannot compete with this.
TSA? I'm sorry, I'll just say it. That's not what a lot of Republicans voted for Donald Trump for.
He starts off with NIH and USAID. I think most people agree that those two could use some slashings. He didn't have the best examples on the show this morning. And not only do Republicans want this, but polling indicates that Democrats do too. 82%, and I think it's far higher than this. 82% of people in a recent poll think that waste, fraud, and abuse is obviously a problem in this country and in the U.S. government. And in reality, not one person in this country actually believes that the government is anywhere close to efficient and honest with all of that money that we give them. You send anybody $5 trillion, pretend like they're not going to waste it or steal it. Good luck. The president was asked about all of this just
Thank
a couple
you,
hours
JD.
ago. Take a
Appreciate it, man.
Americans voted for you on immigration and the economy, but these voters say they're angry and frustrated by these firings. They don't like the work of Elon Musk and these other actions. What do you say to them?
Who do you work for?
I work for ABC News, sir.
Who?
ABC News.
No wonder. Let me just tell you that I have today the highest poll numbers I've ever had. They like the job that we're doing. They like the job that Elon's doing. He's doing something that a lot of people wouldn't have the courage to do. We want to streamline our country. We want to streamline, because you know why? Because we want our country to survive and thrive.
ABC News, no wonder. And George Stephanopoulos is your boss. Yesterday, Stephen Miller lambasted the media for forcibly pushing the state's agenda on this issue, the official government agenda on the issue of whether or not the government should be slashed. Miller continuing to push, and the media, talking about the media, continuing to push the talking point that Elon was not elected and therefore, for some reason, should not be allowed to expose government waste. Take a listen to Stephen Miller.
Many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders,
Stephen Miller's
which
on
are
point.
the will of the whole American people.
On point.
Always fun to watch him get up at the lectern and just scold the press and teach them a lesson. We are watching right now a complete restructuring of the U.S. government. And it's really, really scary, to be honest, here in Washington, D.C. Going around this town the last couple of days, you talk to people, there's a lot of insecurity here. The most secure jobs in the world. Think about it. U.S. government jobs. Does the U.S. government ever lay off anybody? Ever? Does the U.S. government ever do anything except grow like the cancerous tumor that it is and hire more and more people to do less and less work? You never.
Again, the narrative that we didn't elect Elon Musk, I'm sorry, but I can't speak for other people. I can speak for myself. I 100% voted for Elon Musk because he was a huge piece to the puzzle with getting Donald Trump back on Twitter, appearing at his events. I 100% voted for Elon Musk just as much as I voted for Donald Trump and JD Vance and everything that Trump promised. Part of Trump's campaign promise was to put Elon in charge of Doge and do exactly what they're doing. So this is a nonsensical Democratic talking point. This is revisionist history from them. And they're lying. They're straight up lying about it. And that's fine. They can continue to lie, but we have it on tape. We have the evidence that all of this was promised before the election. And now they're carrying out all of these campaign promises just like we voted for. That simple. Not complicated. JD says, I love this timeline. We are in. Trump and Elon are going to dominate. Going to be a busy year for you and CobraCast. Thanks for the content. Thank you. Appreciate that. It will be. It's going to be a hell of a few years because, I mean, we're working towards 2026 and the midterms and all of that. And we got a lot to focus in on that for sure. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says the goal for the golden bureaucratic chainsaw of doom. Been listening since 199 BC. Doge Avengers assemble. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. There we go. Appreciate you, brother. Let me get a couple of these. Also get caught up if I can. Big Ol' Ball says, hit with TOS on Twitter. Said, quit while you're ahead. You're going to jail, and I hope it's a pound you in the ass prison. You got hit with the terms of service on Twitter? Really? For that account? That sucks. Candy T says, did you see that Sage Still interview with Kathy Lee Gifford talking about Trump? I did not. I was actually be interested to see that one, though. I'm not aware of that one. Black Kane says, did you see Gary's brother you said brothers in San Diego City Council saying they need local Doge? No, I did not. Babo Yogi says, no simping super chats for Jessica tonight. She's driving, listening on her phone. Can't tag anyone in the chat to deny her thoughtness. Mwahaha. Look at Babo Yogi. Mola Ram says, DEI in reverse is IED. Improvise explosive device. Trump is blowing shit up. Let's go. Jeremy the Cyborg with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jeremy. Ira Brownridge says, everyone in LA are now covering their butts. They failed this city. Mountain Gnome says, I was FF and we learned where and how the water gets to hydrants. Firefighter. Force Geek says they're eating their own. Trump slammed that butch. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, I can think of a few positions I actually want to see women in. 2 of them are doggy. We have a very classy chat around here. Let's see. Let me catch that. CobraCast is a much watched. 12 cents Rona says CobraCast is a must watch 5 days a week. Can we get a chainsaw emoji? That is a good idea. I'm going to see if we can do something with a chainsaw emoji. Noted.
Ever see government really cut. It's just a very rare thing to see in this country. And it's no longer as secure as it was. You used to get a government job, you knew you were set for life. You didn't have to work that hard either, in most cases. Many, though, people who have never felt the vulnerability of those of us who are in the private sector are really feeling it now. I'm telling you, this is.
By the way, does anyone know when Trump is supposed to appear at CPAC, right? Do we know when he's appearing? Because I'll cover that live. I'm assuming it's got to be this weekend.
It's a very nervous city. There's a lot of apprehension here. Over at the CIA, a bloodbath is expected. Largest mass firing in nearly 50 years. This is happening everywhere. And
Hell
it's
yeah.
all at once. And it feels very chaotic in Washington
Tomorrow?
tonight. And that has everybody inside of this little bubble wondering
It's
how
actually
on
Sunday?
earth anybody could want this, because these people here have never had to really connect with the thoughts and the beliefs of everybody that lives outside of this little bubble, where the opinions are much different about what happens inside of this little bubble.
This is glorious to see. I'm loving the meltdowns. I'm loving that they just can't. I mean, they've lost culture. They've essentially just lost culture, and they don't know how to deal with it. They just don't. Max is it's afuera. Is that how it says? Pronounced that way? I know. I like when Jay says it. I'm just gonna get that clip of Jay saying it. Agent M says, Jeremy, have you seen Trump's tweet giving Byron Donalds an endorsement for governor? God bless you and the chat. Hell, I did, and I'm happy about that. There were rumors that Casey DeSantis, Ron DeSantis' wife, was going to be running a campaign for governor in Florida. I 100% reject that idea. I do not want Casey DeSantis in charge of Florida in any capacity whatsoever. And I do think that if she was going to run that campaign, I think she would probably get some pretty good traction just based off the name DeSantis, because Ron DeSantis has been a phenomenal governor. He absolutely has. But I don't want Casey DeSantis anywhere near it. But Donald Trump has given Byron Donalds an overwhelming endorsement to be the next governor of Florida. And I hope that happens. Byron Donalds will be fantastic. And he will continue to, move Florida in the direction that DeSantis has done a great job. So I can't sit here and hate on DeSantis. I don't like anything that DeSantis did for his presidential campaign. I thought that was a huge misstep for DeSantis. But in terms of him as a governor, he has been fantastic in Florida. And I take nothing away from him on that. Brian Stewart says, whoa, Alex Jones just confirmed on X, Jeremy's gay. Thomas Jones says, the correction officer strike in New York State is being done against the governor's directive. This is an important story. Please check it out. I will check that out. I will. Hope says the right evolve or die. The left devolve or die. Ben Ryder says, I think people are overlooking how big of a role Barron played in 2024. Barron was the one who told him to go to all the podcasts. Barron 2044. No, 100%. 100%. Barron was a huge piece of the puzzle for sure. Southeastern Kaiju says, does anyone remember Hillary's reset prop? I do. Good old Hillary. Force Geek says, why announce you're going to Knox? Just show up there. Yeah, I get that. Golden Nugget says, the libs are the worst. They ignore the problems they create and punish anyone who points it out. Their salty tears sustain me and taste so sweet. Lanchneck says, how can you call someone a tyrant when he is tearing down the government? Makes no sense how upside down these people are. Fucking retards. Headset Oracle says the polls and let's see, Carville were so wrong about everything last year. Why are Democrats taking comfort in them again? Didn't learn their lesson. Nullface says it's kayfabe, stupid. 12 says Ronan says, I want a statue in DC of Musk with that chainsaw. Lucifer says Scarface chainsaw. Now the leg, huh? By the way, I played this last year, and this was made by the Dilly meme team, and Trump himself shared it on True Social, and it is the most accurate thing ever, especially after everything we witnessed. And I know a lot of leftists think that it's mega cringe, and that's fine. They can think that all they want. But I truly believe that what happened with Donald Trump in Butler, like at that point in time, not that I didn't already believe it, but I don't know how you can deny that a higher power is working through not just him, but in many, many ways. But it's absolutely like you can't comprehend what the man's been through. And the Dilly meme team posted this a while back, and I just think this is fantastic.
And on June 14th, 1946, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, fix this country, work all day, fight the Marxists, eat supper, then go to the Oval Office and stay past midnight at a meeting of the heads of state. So God made Trump. I need somebody with arms, strong enough to rustle the deep state, and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to ruffle the feathers, tame cantankerous World Economic Forum, come home hungry, have to wait until the First Lady is done with lunch with friends, then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon, and mean it. So God gave us Trump. I need somebody who can shape an axe, but wield a sword, who had the courage to step foot in North Korea, who can make money from the tar of the sand, turn liquid to gold, who understands the difference between tariffs and inflation, will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, but then put in another 72 hours. So God made Trump. God had to have somebody willing to go into the den of vipers, call out the fake news for their tongues as sharp as a serpent's. The poison of vipers is on their lips, and yet stop. So God made Trump. God said, I need somebody who will be strong and courageous, who will not be afraid or terrified of the wolves when they attack. A man who cares for the flock, a shepherd to mankind who won't ever leave nor forsake them. I need the most diligent worker to follow the path and remain strong in faith and know the belief of God and country. Somebody who's willing to drill, bring back manufacturing and American jobs, farm the lands, secure our borders, build our military, fight the system all day, and finish a hard week's work by attending church on Sunday. And then his oldest son turns and says, Dad, let's make America great again. Dad, let's build back a country to be the envy of the world again. So God made Trump.
And I just want to point out, all of that, this was made before most of everything that happened last year. So this was done before all of the indictments. This was done before Butler. This was done before all of the craziness that we witnessed. So you could actually, in the Dilly Meme team, I know some of them watch this channel. You guys should update that one, man. You should update that one because you could make it even more powerful if you update it. But it's already powerful enough, but it's fantastic. So if any of you guys are watching right now, shout out to you guys for all the good work you've done. And I would love if they did another one that's more updated because it's fantastic. So, but good work on them. Love that video so damn much. Let me see. Beastie Man says, yo, Jeremy, will President Trump be at CPAC also? Yes, he will. It's either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure, but I will be covering it when he's there. I didn't get confirmation from anybody in the chat, so I'm not sure when. Cape Gabe over on Rumble says, have you seen Carl Benjamin's Reap the Whirlwind post on X? It's phenomenal. Someone got to get that to Elon to signal boost it. I have not, but I do follow Sargon, so I will check it out. Carlos Lima says Trump is like Bret the Hitman Hart. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Hail the 199. I'm always happy for a Bret Hart reference. Always happy for those. Brighton Gamer says, have you seen Nigel Farage's speech at CPAC? I have not. Grindo Drome says new Sargon video is also on point. That's the second person that's brought it up now. Coalition says, look at me. I am the law now. Almost Trump. He almost said it. Not a banned account says no one elected Elon. This is a corporate takeover. I don't know if you're trolling, but you're a bitch. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, I am the Senate. Trump to Maine's governor. Hope says, I found a new AI vid to punish the chat. I X'd it to you. Oh boy, don't. We've been through enough already with the Maine governor. Okay. Golden Nugget says, I'm hoping to I don't know what you're saying there. 2-tier Kyra will have trouble sitting after the spanking Trump gives him, though he'd probably like that. 8 o'clock says, I love how these Dems who denied Trump and his supporters for a decade suddenly know what we voted for and what we support. Trump's done more. Golden Nugget says, wondering where we could deport liberals to. Your area, Golden Nuggets. Afuera. Everybody's telling me to pronounce it different ways now. Anthony says, been a member for the last year, currently high and enjoying the fuck out of CobraCast. Hail the fig in the 199. Well, shout out to you. Lady Madrea says, watch the original story of Raising Cain video ALX posted. The story narrated by Trump is even funnier. Noted. I'll see if did he just recently put that up? See if I can find that. Good old ALX. ALX was a CPAC as well. Let's see if we can find it. I'm going to scroll his timeline really quick. Is this it? Okay, here it is. Thank you for telling me about this. Here we go. All right. The legendary story. We got a 52. So here's the story right here. Here we go. Let's get this. JMNZZ450 says just made the top 10%. In celebration, I will be more obnoxious and have more hot takes, and you'll all hear them because you'll have no choice. I'll be styling and profiling through this snake pit like, what is that? Vipers are chomping my pinky toe. Deep breath. Woo! Was that a little Ric Flair? Little Ric Flair going on? I'm always happy for some Ric Flair. Here we go.
That I like to sit with pilots. I respect
hard to hear.
People that know what they're doing, and these are the best in the world. I really do. These are the best in the world. And the pilot says, sir.
It does. So the sound is off. It looks like somebody screen. I don't know if you guys know, like when you screen record on your phone, sometimes there's a delay, and that's what this looks like.
We're landing in approximately 1.5 minutes. I say, but there's no runway. No, sir, the runway's right up there, sir. I say, I don't see it. I have pretty good vision.
At least for my age, I have good vision. I guess for my age, I have great vision, but I don't have vision like a 35-year-old captain. He said, no, it's right up there. I said, I'm sorry, Captain. How about this? Should we lift off and try to get Captain? There's no runway. Anyway, no, he said, it's right up there. And we land. There's practically no lights. These are little pin spots.
Okay, that's annoying. So I do have a lower quality version, but the audio is going to be better. So we're going to go with this one.
Day off. I flew to a lovely place called Iraq. And I flew at night. And I got there at night. And I said to myself, this is interesting because they say, sir, all of the lights in the plane, sir, are going off. I say, why? Because we're getting ready to land. We're an hour out. I said, what about the shades? Well, we want it better than that. Maybe light gets through. So we turned the lights off, put the shades down. This is a big 740 Air Force One. And we're landing, and I go up and I look. And I've landed. I like to sit with pilots. I respect people that know what they're doing. And these are the best in the world. I really do. These are the best in the world. And the pilot says, sir, we're landing in approximately 1.5 minutes. I say, but there's no runway. No, sir, the runway's right up there, sir. I say, I don't see it. I have pretty good vision.
Thank you, Z-Herb.
At least for my age, I have good vision. I guess for my age, I have great vision, but I don't have vision like a 35-year-old captain. He said, no, it's right up there. I said, I'm sorry, Captain. How about this? Should we lift off and try to get Captain? There's no runway. Anyway, no, he said, right up there. And we land. There's practically no lights. These are little pin spots. And I said, think of this. We spent $7 trillion in the Middle East, and we can't land a plane with the lights on. 20 years later, how bad is that? Now, seriously, how bad is it? How bad is it? $7 trillion, and we have to fly in with no lights. But I met some incredible people. Generals. One of them came from Syria, the operation in Syria. And I was upset with my generals because they weren't getting it finished. I want the job done. I want to bring our people back home.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And this is why I flew. So I met generals I didn't know. General 1, General 2, General 3. I mean, these generals, there's no person in Hollywood that could play the role. These guys are like perfect people. I said, what's your name? Sir, my name is Raisin. What the hell kind of a name? I said, Raisin, like the fruit? He goes, yes, sir, Raisin. What's your last name? Kane, Raisin Kane. I said, you got a good It's true. Raisin Kane, I just made him a big star. Just like I did with Mattis when I said, I'm going to give you a new nickname because Chaos is not a good nickname. So we changed his name, called him Mad Dog, but it wasn't working too well. Mad Dog wasn't working too well. So what happened is I flew to Iraq. I wanted to meet the people on the site because I learn more sometimes from soldiers, what's going on, than I do from generals. I do. I hate to say it. I tell that to the generals all the time. But I didn't have to go there. Because I meet, and I landed this airport, the most incredible thing. We must have spent $3 billion building it. It's one of the reasons I don't want to leave Iraq so fast. I said, well, how do we leave this thing? So I have Raisin Kane, 3 other generals, colonels, sergeants, and I said, bring the cameras. I'm going to make a movie. This is the most incredible thing. And I said to the generals, listen, we got to get out. I want to know, why is it going to take 2 years to knock off 2 or 3 or 4%, which is what we had left? It won't, sir. I said, tell me why it won't. It won't, sir. If we attack them in a different manner, we can do it much faster. Okay, General Raisin Kane, how fast can... Sir, we can have it totally finished in 1 week. I said, 1 week? I was told 2 years. 1 week. That's right, sir. We're only hitting them from a temporary base in Syria. But if you gave us permission, we could hit him from the back, from the side, from all over, from the base that you're right on right now, sir. They won't know what the hell hit him. No. They won't know what the hell hit him, sir. And I said, why didn't my other generals tell me that? Why didn't they tell me that? I said, did you tell them that? Not our place to say it, sir. They come in from Washington, sir. We have to take orders. You're the first one to ask us our opinion. True. Hey off.
Trump is hilarious, man. Yeah, and you can obviously tell, like, he definitely had more energy back then than that was 6 years ago. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was great. That was great. That reminded me, like you remember this? Has anyone seen the Comedy Central roast that Trump did? Do you guys remember that? Back when they all loved him? Like, he's great. Like, he's absolutely freaking hilarious. Like, right here. Here it is. Look at this.
Is the perfect metaphor for where America stands today. Look at our economy, barely moving, gasping for air, and desperately clinging to life. Very much like Larry King. The only difference is, with Larry, we have a never-ending supply of gas. Never ends. This great country of ours was built on its entrepreneurial spirit. And that spirit is best demonstrated by none other than my friend Snoop Dogg.
So it's interesting how Snoop Dogg loved Donald Trump. Then when Trump became president, he hated Donald Trump. And then when Donald Trump lost his presidency, he continued to hate Donald Trump. And then when Donald Trump gets elected, now Snoop is back on the Trump train. Pretty interesting how these clowns are, huh?
His is a tale of do-rags to riches. True. It's true. He's very proud of that. That's why I'm so happy to see Snoop sitting up here next to his former rival, Biggie Smalls, right here. I want to talk about one of the women on the dais. This amazing lady struggles with a seemingly insurmountable physical handicap. I speak, of course, of Whitney Cummings. Whitney's career is crippled by her foul mouth. To hear that filthy language from someone so marginally attractive is frankly very unpleasant. Lisa, or as I call her, Miss USDA, I want you to be a judge at my next Miss Universe pageant. You're perfect because, like the universe, you're constantly expanding and filled with dark matter.
Oh, God. Damn it. That's fucking fantastic.
But there are some things that have brought shame upon this great land of ours, besides Lisa. I speak of the atrocities that we as a nation must endure, like the Jersey Shore. A piece of advice.
How is this loser there? The Jersey Shore. I can't even remember this guy's name, but I remember the Jersey Shore cringe from back in the day. Oh, God.
My greasy friend. You don't need to put all of that product in your hair. You just don't. Look how great my hair looks. And I don't use anything. And it looks very good.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking dollars in the bank.
Yeah.
Very funny. Okay, very funny. America is going through tough times, and we all need to laugh. True. I know that better days are ahead. If we believe in ourselves and the way I believe in myself, and I really do believe in myself, then come June, if I decide to run, you'll have the great pleasure of voting for the man that will easily go down as the greatest president in the history of the United States. Me, Donald John Trump. God bless America and good night. Good night.
And he was correct, ladies and gentlemen. He ended up being 100% correct right there. So he called it. He called it. So there you go. I don't remember what year was that. What year was that? Let's see. So 7 years after he was roasted, Donald Trump was the same guy. Also, now he's president. So that was in 2018. So was that 2012, 2011, something like that? Maybe. I don't know. 2015. Is that what it was? I think it was like 2012. I'm not sure though. I think it was like 2012, but either way, it was a while back. Z Herb for 50 says, I can't be here for long. I'm at work, but I will watch later. 199. Jeremy is gay. Thank you, Z Herb. Appreciate you, brother. Brock with 20 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Hope says, don't deny the chat's pain. They want it. It's good. The chat does not want it. They might. I mean, they do like pain. They watch this show. You know what I mean? Golden Nugget says 2-tier is, I don't even know what the hell this is. Starmer's nickname over here, and my town is all filled up in regards to libs. How is where you're from? I'm in the area I'm in like I'm probably in like a 60-40 red area. It's probably like 60-40 where I'm at. Golden Nugget says, oh, and the main woman is way hotter than Luna. Wait, what? You think the main governor is hotter than Anna Paulina Luna? Golden Nuggets. Golden Nuggets. Golden Nuggets.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That's one of the greatest clips of all time. Emo Otaku says Trump is the HNIC. What's up, Emo? I'm sorry. I always say Emu, and you always get mad at me. You're like, why does Jeremy say that? I'm used to it because of the whole thing with Shad. Life once lived a new member. Thank you. Grotto Rabbit says Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Taxes Chainsaw Massacre. Johnny Ringo says, hail the chat. Long live the 199. Thank you. Johnny the Wizkid says, I got a movie you should check out of the epic Elon Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It feels like a spoof more than a sequel because it's a comedy. Dennis Hopper is the protagonist with 3 chainsaws. It's crazy. Noted. I've been learning about a lot of movies over on Criticless. I've been telling you guys about that. If you have not followed me, you should go over there. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun over there with the Geeks and Gamers community and everything. I've been reviewing a lot of movies. I gave the Sonic 3 an 85, the Mario movie an 80, Superman Returns a 45%. I didn't really like Superman Returns. The Batman got a 65%. Dark Knight Rises an 80%. But yeah, you should check it out over there if you haven't. Jeremy, are you making any lists on Criticless? I have a few lists I got to complete, and then I'll make them public. So I will be doing that in the very, very near future. I'll be releasing those very soon. There's one more video that I wanted to check out with you guys. Right here. Let me find it. This is where's it at? JD Vance. Memology made a video. Memology. Here's Memology's video. JD Vance was 100% right.
The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
Yep.
I hesitate to swallow, and I certainly don't want to spit it out. Oh, what the hell? I told you so.
So the thing about JD Vance is, and I've talked about this many times, JD Vance, and I don't say this disrespectfully towards President Trump, but JD Vance does a better job of communicating to people that don't necessarily like Trump or like his the way that he talks. JD Vance is a better communicator to those people, and he's phenomenal at it. He honestly does a better job of communicating Donald Trump's points than Donald Trump does to those types of people. He's fantastic. He's amazing at it. And you hear him just in that little bit of speaking right there. And we heard, the speech. I played the speech when it happened. He's so damn good. And in all reality, I don't know if Trump is going to try to pull the 2028 thing or not. I have no idea. What I'm saying is I'm not saying that he should. I'm just saying it's a possibility that he could. But with all that said, I think JD Vance is going to be a perfect person to carry on the MAGA legacy into 2028. If in fact Trump doesn't, try to figure out a way to run again, JD Vance is going to be fantastic at it. And on that front, we do have this right here, an interview with Tom Homan, because he was on with Jesse Waters. I'm trying to get it. Hang on.
Right,
Very sorry.
Mr. Homan.
Here we go.
Trump just replaced the acting ICE director. Reporters are Tom Homan is here.
Tom Homan just...
Mr. Homan, what happened?
Seriously. No shit. If Tom Homan wasn't in this position right now, could you not just see Tom Homan as your local meat department manager at your local grocery store? Just a good old boy who's willing to help out, just in a local town, and he's the local butcher. You go to the meat department and Tom Homan comes walking out there. Just a good old boy, you need some meat cut. You go over there and find Tom. Go over there to the Piggly Wiggly. Tom will help you out. And he looks like a mean mother effer, but he's the nicest guy in the world in your local town. Hell yeah.
To this ICE guy, did he get doged?
Look, the ICE numbers have been good. I've been asked the last few weeks. They're good. They're twice as much as Biden arrested a year ago from today, but I want more. We got 700,000 illegal aliens walking the streets of this country with criminal convictions. We got to arrest more. We got to increase targeting. We got to increase operations. We got to take sanctuary cities now. Sanctuary cities don't want to help, so we'll double the manpower in sanctuary cities. This is a never-ending effort that we're not going to slow down. We're going to increase. So this is what's happening. We want more arrests. We want more action, and I won't rest. I won't rest. So every criminal illegal alien is eradicated from this country. Every illegal alien gang member is eradicated from this country. Well, our numbers are up. They're looking good. Not good enough. I'm not satisfied. We're going to keep pushing.
Yeah. I like to hear those high standards. That's important, and that's what the people expect. What's going on with Gitmo? We heard you guys basically emptied it.
We gotta make room for more. Gitmo, we're building the capacity. Gitmo will be up to 2,500 beds. I think by this week. Then the president wants 30,000 beds. Well, as we're building capacity, we're arresting a lot of criminals, moving to Gitmo. We got to make space for more. So again, we're focusing on the criminal threats in this country. We got to have beds available because once we arrest them, we want to send them to Gitmo. So we're just making room, Jesse.
All right. Well, I don't know where to get beds, but I know where to get pillows. I think Mike could help you out with that. I heard he does good business. The cartels are getting craftier. They're obviously trying to adapt to what you're throwing at them. You're seeing this video now. They're on boats. How have you seen the coyotes and the cartels kind of reorient their business to handle what you've done?
Bro, they should 100% just be like recording this. Like this shot right here, man. If we were like, make a documentary, make a weekly television show of like Tom Homan's crew just going out there and then edit it together. Bro, give me that. Inject that into my veins. That would be the greatest thing ever.
And the cartels kind of reorient their business to handle what you've done.
Look, they are going more maritime. We knew they would. That's why we've increased Coast Guard patrols 3 times, 3 times more than we have in the past. So Coast Guard will answer that call. So we're going to shut them down maritime too. Look, we're going to put them out of business. President Trump is designating them criminal terrorist organizations, which they should be. They've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in this world combined. President Trump will end up wiping them off the face of the earth. So we're going to put them out of business. You put them out of business, you take their money away. They can't bribe Mexican officials. They can't bribe anybody. Without money, they have no power. And we're not just going to attack in Mexico. The Jalisco cartel, we're going to attack them in the 43 countries that have operations currently, operations 43 different countries. We're going to attack them worldwide.
Let's go.
That's a bold statement. Hopefully we get some more cooperation from the Mexican government and we can straighten it out. Tom Homan, great to talk to you.
A bold
Good luck.
statement by bold president.
Exactly.
Bold
Stay
statement by
safe out there.
this president keeps his promise to the American people. You count on it.
All right. We look forward to that. And we're encouraged by what we see so far. Thank you so much.
Man, this is fantastic. I love what I am hearing right now from everybody involved in this administration, from the top to the bottom. Nico for 50 says, I've always been a diehard 007 fan, and I think Bronson was the best 007. God help us, Bozo Bezos is about to have Cynthia Erivo, how do you say that? Play 007 and Dylan Mulvaney play Moneypenny. Thank God for President Trump and Vance 2028. Hail the 199, and thank you, brother. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, listen, we talked a bit, like I'm not a big 007 fan myself, but like Gary and the crew over on FNT, they've been discussing that a lot, and I know everybody wants Henry Cavill. I can't see Amazon doing that. I just can't see it. Maybe it happens, but it's hard for me to process that they would actually do something that the fans want. But that would be the perfect pick. It would, let's see here. There was a clip right here of our favorite White House press secretary right here. Right here. Check this out. Here we go. Listen to this.
Since you brought up Jim Acosta, he's been saying some not so nice things about me online, and I've resisted responding, but since you brought him up, I'd like to say to Jim, at least I have a job, Jim, okay? Just saying. Now, since you brought up Jim Acosta,
Dude, this administration is the attitude era, okay? I've been saying it over and over again. It's the attitude era. That's where we are. Everybody has it. It's glorious to see. I'm loving this so much. You just can't put up with anybody's bullshit. You can't do it. Don't put up with it. We don't care anymore. We're tired of it. We tried to play nice. We tried to, play by the rules. You guys broke every rule possible, and you've essentially put us in this position now, and now we don't care. Nobody cares, and that's the best thing that I've heard all day long is her popping back at, Jim Acosta. You got Tom Homan basically saying, like, listen, we're gonna crush them. We're gonna crush them every step of the way. Elon Musk, right here. Hang on. This one right here. I don't know if you guys heard this one, what Elon had to say.
Good question. I know the president fairly well, watched him survive 2 assassination attempts. Had the first one not happened, the second one would have gotten him. It was very, because without those extra guys, they would have never seen that gun poking through the fence at the golf course. I saw the crew that you,
Isn't it like mind blowing that this has happened? I mean, it just, and what, by the way, why do we still know nothing about that guy in Butler? What's going on? He's Cash is going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Confirmed just a couple hours ago, but good question. I know the president fairly well.
877 cash now. They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you get long-term payments but you need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. 877 cash now. 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
It's so funny. I love that shit so much. And then, of course, you have the mainstream continuing to lie right here. Here's Valiant Renegade. OMG, all of the polls that said Kamala Harris was going to win for 6 solid months now say Trump approval is failing. Oh, the horror. Yeah, so listen to these clowns right here lying about Trump's approval rating.
Day and change has been the worst day of polling for Donald Trump during his entire second term in office. What am I talking about here? Take a look at Trump's net approval rating. CNN, you see it on this side of the screen, -5. Gallup, -6. Ipsos, -7. Quinnipiac, -4. Negative, 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 negative. Underwater, 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 underwater. These 4 polls, all of them tell a consistent story, and that is Trump is on the negative side of the ledger. His net approval is negative. He is underwater like the Little Mermaid.
All right. What are the changes since the beginning of his term?
Oh.
This is such an obvious lie. This is such an obvious lie. And they have no power anymore. You don't have the power to influence people anymore. You don't. I remember when I first started doing CobraCast, and I was like happy if I had 800 people watching. If I had 800 people, I'm like, holy crap, man. Now we're getting, yesterday we had 5,600 people watching. We got 3,600 right now. Our numbers are great. Benny Johnson's obviously crushing it. Barry Cunningham usually has like minimum 10,000 watching him. Tim Pool obviously is kind of the standard in this like space that we're in. He's crushing it. Yeah, obviously Crowder's out there, Alex Jones, Charlie Kirk. There's so many names you could throw out there of people that have influence. Salty Cracker. They have no influence anymore. None. Drunk 3PO's crushing it. Of course. What's up, Drunk 3PO? The media has no power.
Oh, January. Right. All right. So we don't have a CNN poll to compare, but we do have the other 3 pollsters that we can look at. Trump's net approval rating, the change since January. Look at this. Gallup, down 5 points. Quinnipiac, down 7 points. Ipsos, down 13 points. They polled right at the beginning of his presidency, so not a big surprise that shows the worst change for Donald Trump. But the bottom line is this. Across the 4 new polls that we have, all of them have Trump in net negative approval rating, and the 3 in which we have a trend line, we see Donald Trump heading in the wrong direction, swimming upstream, you might say.
What is driving this? Like, what is making
I know the volume's a little low, by the way, but I hope you guys can hear it.
people so upset?
Yeah, one of Donald Trump's great strengths during his first term, one of Donald Trump's great strengths during the 2024 campaign was the economy, the idea that Donald Trump could fix the economy. This was one of Donald Trump's great strengths. Now it's one of his great weaknesses. What am I talking about? Trump's net approval rating. You go back to his first term, February 2017, Ipsos, he was at plus.
The fact that they're trying to say that he had more support in his first term is absolutely insane. This isn't even a question. As a person that's been supporting Donald Trump from the beginning, and a lot of you have been supporting Donald Trump from the beginning, I can tell you that is a fact. It's not even a debate. It's not even a discussion. Donald Trump's power and influence and popularity is light years ahead of where it was in 2017. It's not even remotely close. And this is such an insane take for them to try to sell this off as legitimate. Everybody knows this is a lie.
16 points on his net approval. Quinnipiac +6. Look at where he is now in Ipsos. He's 8 points underwater on the economy. Quinnipiac 4 points under on the economy. I honestly never thought I'd see the day in which Donald Trump would be polling so poor on the economy, but that day is here. As I said last week, inflation ate the Joe Biden presidency alive, and right now it is very much the case that Donald Trump is in danger of inflation eating his presidency alive because his net approval ratings on the economy are underwater.
I just have one last question. What's this for?
What's this for? If I wanted to say something,
math?
if I wanted to do math, if I wanted to write my name, if I wanted to do whatever, this is what we have the blackboard here for. And I can say Harry plus Sarah.
Your girlfriend.
You know, if you were actually funny, you would have put Harry Balls can help Trump and people would have laughed. But no, you didn't, because you guys have no idea what you're talking about. You're absolutely clueless. This is what we voted for right here. Here we go. All right.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door. You know, you think you go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
But his death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog, a talented dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do. But here we are.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book. I wrote 12 books. All did very well.
That's what I voted for, baby. Give me more of that. Oh, Trump is the best, dude. There's just nobody. There's nobody on that level. Oh, shit. That is great. That's rough right there. We did get this right here. We got a Kash Patel, a little speech from Kash Patel right here.
And for those of you who think that there's going to be a two-tier system of justice, not with Attorney General Bondi. There's a singular system of justice for all Americans, and there will be accountability. And the reason that this mission is so important is simply the following. 100,000 people last year raped. 100,000 people died of CCP, fentanyl overdose, and heroin. 17,000 homicides. Violent crime is out of control. We cannot have a United States of America where that is acceptable.
So Kash Patel gave his speech today, and it was pretty good. I mean, Kash is awesome. And if nobody's questioning Kash Patel. I mean, he's, as a matter of fact, this was the first thing that he said right here. This is the first thing he said.
Thank you for entrusting me, Pat.
Listen to what he says.
Oh, man, this is effing crazy.
He's like, this is effing crazy. That's our Kash Patel right there. We got to play it again. We have to.
877 cash now. 877 cash now. They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. Get long-term payments, but you need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
I'm going to play the fuck out of that one over. You guys just need to get ready for that one. I'm going to play the hell out of that one. So you guys are going to get tired of it. Normal Man for 10 says they should make a show like Cops, but with ICE and Tom Homan laying down the law. That would be the greatest thing ever. Oh, that would be great. Let's see. Chad says, Jeremy, let's pretend you're not gay for a minute. And let's see. So Vance, how do you say her name? Osha Vance or Melania? Please. Melania. Easily. Personally, I prefer Jasmine Crockett. She's probably freaky when she goes down, and she likes to get bleached like AOC. Anna Paulina Luna is the correct answer of all women in politics. Okay? It's Anna Paulina Luna. That's the right answer. Brock says a few less memberships during tax season. Hail the 199. Hail Brock. That's all right, Brock. I appreciate your support as always, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Ministry of Wrong Things says Trump Vance is literally good cop, bad cop on a geopolitical scale. Southeastern Kaiju says JD Vance greater than every VP in U.S. history. Changed my mind. You are not wrong. Tinhead says, did you already talk about what happened in Israel? That shit was beyond evil. I have no idea what happened in Israel. I don't keep up with Israel shit. There's a lot of people that keep up with it, but I'm not one of them. Ben Shapiro you can go tune into him and listen to him cry about Israel, even though he lives in America. Brad Mann says Tom Homan is the living persona of everyone I ever served with in upstate New York. Force Geek says the Attitude Era transcended wrestling. Me and my bro watched it with our dad and his friends as children. Goldberg and Sting were my guys. Hail the 199. Hell yeah, man. The Attitude Era was just unbelievable. I remember I worked at a grocery store on the beach in Panama City, and I remember at the height of the Attitude Era, I remember we got like Goldberg and NWO t-shirts and Sting t-shirts. We couldn't get WWF ones, but we got like WCW. They were knockoff shirts, but they weren't official ones. But yeah, we got Goldberg, Sting, and NWO, and I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. Like, we're selling Goldberg, Sting, and NWO shirts. It was the coolest shit ever. Man, it's great times. Nico becomes a Cobra legend. Third tier. That's what's up, brother. Appreciate that. BizJack says the situation attempts to roast Trump. Extremely cringe. Oh my God, really? I'm gonna have to check that one out. That sounds really cringe. Yeah, that whole Jersey Shore thing was really, really bad. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw like who was the girl that everybody she showed up at a wrestling event or something like that. Snooki or something like that. What was her name? It was really bad. Snooki, that's it. Snooki, that's it. Yeah. Gosh, that was some cringy stuff, man. But hey, reality TV. Reality TV. What are you going to do? I'm glad we're like, I guess, I don't know. Is reality TV still, I guess it is a thing. I guess it's not as prominent in my mind. Reality TV. I guess it's still a thing. I don't really think about it too much though. But hey, whatever works for people, right? We need to get that ICE show though. If we get that ICE show, that's on point. MILF Manor. Is TV still a thing? Yeah, I heard that. I haven't heard this clip yet, but apparently the NFL punter, the psycho that protested Trump the other day, who was on CNN.
I believe we're on the path that Nazi Germany went down under Hitler. And I say that as a political science and history major, as someone who has studied history. And the parallels are very, very clear. This administration is trying to erase trans people. This administration is trying to put obedience over duty to the country. This administration is trying to thrust our country into turmoil in order to reap power for themselves.
Fucking insane. These people are absolutely insane beyond belief. No helping them. None. You can't help somebody like that. They're so far gone. Goodness. How can you be so out of touch with reality? I don't understand it. What is this one? Got that one. So apparently, just because I'm sure some people might be interested, apparently YouTube is reportedly releasing a premium light, a cheaper subscription to remove ads. I don't know how it can be premium light. I really don't understand that one. I'm not sure how that works, but anyway, I just wanted to let people know about that in case you're interested. That sounds really cringy, actually. But hey, whatever works for them, right? Now we got this one right here. I saw this. A Reddit user is planning to, and I'm hoping that enough people put enough attention on this. This is off Reddit Lies, which is an account that has almost 500,000 followers. Reddit user is planning to bring a handgun to Washington, D.C. in March to try and Trump. Over 700 Redditors have upvoted her, actively encouraging another attempt. So right here, I'm organizing a group right now and packing my gun. Apes Stronger Together. Bringing my daily carry pistol, not my entire collection. I bring my daily carry pistol anytime I go more than 5 minutes down the road. A DC road trip would have a longer travel time. Therefore, I will bring my pistol. That is my right as an American. Perhaps by chance, that saying you're armed and marching on DC on Reddit is the smartest statement to share on the internet. It's time. It's a class war. Deny, defend, depose. I'm sure the right people have already been made aware of this. So just wanted to make a note of that. This has been seen almost 1 million times now. Here we go. I received this tip last night. The user has declared intent to attack on March 4th, 2025 with a handgun in DC. She has already prepared childcare for this. She appears to have sawed-off shotgun in her possession as well. FBI, ATF, and Secret Service have been notified. Jeez. Insanity, dude. So, there you go. Protect President Trump at all cost. This is why security is one of the it's the most important thing right now for President Trump. He's in office. The media, the more the media is putting these lies out there about him, and the more that the media is essentially what the media is doing, the media is preying upon mentally weak people, and they're trying to drive them completely insane, and they're trying to scare them with these tactics, and they're trying to push them over the edge. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now. Like that clip that I just showed you of that clown, that ex-punter. When he says that stuff, that is pushing mentally unstable people to another level. And that's what they want to do. I mean, look how many of these people cheered on that one guy that off the healthcare CEO, the Luigi kid or whatever. There's a lot of mentally unstable people right now, man. Really is. It's pretty scary. Pretty scary. Hope says they are erasing us, saying no one voted for Elon. Exactly. Tinhead says that Redditor equals straight to jail. 100%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And yet, this isn't going to stop. It's not going to slow down. We're going to continue to see a lot of this stuff. And it's a scary time. It is a scary time. That changed, right? What is this? A federal judge has blocked President Trump's executive order that sought to end government support for programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. I thought that got overturned. Am I wrong about that? That was from 4 hours ago. Of course, the AP wants to put out any news they can to push the narrative that they're wanting to push, but I was under the impression that got overturned. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I'll have to look into that one a little more. Trying to follow up right now. Also, the day that Cash got confirmed, Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer quits his case. Under no circumstances can I continue. Old news? Is that old news? Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, because I felt like that got overturned. So there's a couple of them that got overturned. But with this news right here, I thought this was very interesting with Diddy and his attorney quitting. Under no circumstances can I continue. My question is, how could you have even gotten involved? What circumstances could you have even gotten involved under? That's what I would like to know. Like, as soon as you got involved with this case and looked at any of the specifics of the details, how could you have even stayed on? That would be my question. But I think that's the Cash effect right there. I believe that's the Cash effect. And there was one more video that we had that I wanted to go over with you guys. If I can find it. I think a lot of you are going to like this one too. Here it is, right. Because it's the main governor. So the 5 goes over the situation with the Maine governor. All right, let's just be clear. That's one ugly bitch, the Maine governor. That's one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen.
You in court, President Trump just laid the smackdown on Maine's governor, Janet Mills, and right to her face for defying his executive order preventing trans athletes from competing in girls and women's sports. Watch.
I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it? I'm complying with state and federal laws. We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. Every state.
I've played so many of this fucking Maine clip now. I can't remember if this is one of them I played or not. I can't remember.
Good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Just hours after that dust up at the governor's meeting, the Department of Education announcing a new Title IX investigation into Maine over the boys and girls in sports issue. It could result in Maine losing $250 million in annual federal funding. Judge, it's funny, you go to a nice luncheon with a bunch of other governors, and then bam, right in the face.
I think I played the Newsmax version, I think is what we played. But I'll play it again I'll play this one, but I've talked about this story 3 times now tonight. But it's just so damn good.
It shouldn't have been a surprise because when Joe Biden left office, he tried to change Title IX. And he tried to add the transgender identity as being a basis for discrimination. And so a federal judge has since vacated that, and the president has issued an executive order. And this should not be a surprise to any Democrat because the country, in incredible numbers, I don't know what the stats are, but the country is against men in women's sports. Everybody knows that a transgender is at a physical advantage over girls, okay? If you're playing in a girls' sport. So president's saying you're going to jeopardize $250 million in federal funding, and she's going to say, well, I'm following federal law and state law. Who cares what the state law said? The federal law has supremacy on this issue. It's federal money, okay? And she's going to lose. And it's stupid of her, as far as I'm concerned, to say, well, with the federal law supports us. No, you're stupid. It doesn't.
Jessica, Maine's a poor state. Losing $250 million over something like this just seems dumb.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I took it that Governor Mills was also talking about the anti-discrimination laws that exist and that she'll have to abide by them. And we'll see. That was my expectation, that then this would happen immediately and there would be funding on the table and it'll play out. But the problem with some of these executive orders as it pertains to gender is that gender is a lot more complicated than
No, it's not.
they would have you believe.
No, it's
one
not.
of Trump's lawyers was in court with this federal judge, Judge Reyes, and said, there's men and there's women. It's just about male and female. And the judge said that's actually biologically incorrect, that there are 30 examples of people who.
Oh, God. Fucking hell.
Types of intersex people. So not everyone is access.
Well, what does
it's
that
not
mean? What is that?
intersex. Well, you say it.
You have both.
You have both?
It's such a rare exception. It doesn't even.
That's exactly the point. It's just like the transgenders trying to compete. There's like 1%.
I'm not denying that.
Why force girls across this
I'm not
country
trying to.
have to be in a bathroom?
I have-
Just admit it's illegal, it's wrong, and the public doesn't
Well,
want
that's not what you would be admitting by saying illegal doesn't mean
For
illegal
200,000 years have been men and women. Now we got 3,
I'm
4,
just saying
20.
that you
30.
have to
We have
consider 30 types. The point is that you can't just make a generalized sweeping law that would exclude people who do exist. You have to make sure that there's some place for them
But
in this
not
conversation.
to the
I'm not asking about
disadvantage
transgender
of women.
I have never said that I thought that transgender women should play in women's sports. I'm saying that some of
Okay.
these executive orders on gender are more complicated than the administration thinks, and then they show up in court and they don't even know about intersex
Get
people.
some of the other genders in here, Greg.
Well, first of all, the idea of gender being fluid and not male female was a sweeping decision made by many politicians without any science. But I want to talk about that amazing moment with the governors. With the Trump presidency, every morning is like the day after Halloween.
Yes.
I wake up and I have a big bag of candy waiting for me.
Yes, this is like I can't keep up. I'm sitting there on Friday Night Tights, and I see all this shit happening with Trump. And I'm like, damn it, this man won't stop. He's an unstoppable force. It's crazy. It never stops.
I have to slow down because I'm going to throw up before breakfast. I can't stop. I mean, I love this. And also what that does is it forces the discussion beyond the, I hate to use the phrase again, load-bearing phrase, transphobics. Generally, what would happen is you would go like, men saying that their women should not be in women's sports. And you go, well, that's transphobic. And then everybody go, ooh, better shut down. Now you go, no. You have to explain to me why. You have to tell me why that should be allowed. Then you can get into the argument. Well, there's this 0.000000000% who are intersectional. He goes, well, that's great. I would call that the tyranny of the minority. That you would change all these rules for 0.0000000 of the population. This is something the left does all the time. What about this exception? What about that? The Maine governor is a typical example of this old female progressive who puts men who say they're women above actual women. Their compassion is gained. They're terrified of not being virtuous. It's weird that when I compare myself to her, I'm the feminist. I'm arguing on behalf of authentic, safe spaces for women. Safe spaces that she would willingly sacrifice because she doesn't want to appear as in her world, transphobic. She's a coward. She's an absolute coward. I loved every minute of it.
And Greg doesn't want to be a feminist. You're forcing him to be a feminist.
That is true.
Yeah,
Against his will.
I hate it.
You could join Trudeau. He's the ultimate feminist in his
true.
own words, self-declared. Look, the left may find gender complicated, but the American people do not. A Washington Post poll from 2023 found 34% think that biological men should be in women's sports. 34%, right? Okay, so that's 2023. Well, fast forward to Trump his executive order on this. 63% approve, according to Marquette. So why is the left choosing to die on the hill of a 70-30 issue? Go read the New York Times Undecided Voters. I'm just going to quote 2 sentences. I shocked myself when I voted for Trump. No one tell my family. I think I became radicalized, was the word she used, on the issue of men and women's sports. That ad said Kamala represents they, them, Trump represents you. That was so compelling. So die on the hill of this issue, Janet Mills. You walked into a brunch, you weren't expected to be called out, but this man's standing on a mountaintop of 70%.
He ate her brunch.
Yes, he did.
That was great. It's a tough block test.
Greg is great, man. That's why he's number one in the late night guys. He's dominating them because the rest of them are absolute clowns and no one cares. The Gilk Man, what's up? The Gilk Man says much love, keep being amazing. Hail the 199. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you here, brother. Shout out to you. And I think we're going to call it a night right there, ladies and gentlemen. So another one in the books. I do want to try. No promises, but I would like to go live this week. Well, actually, no, forget that. This is a promise. If Trump is live tomorrow at CPAC, I will be live. Whatever day Trump is live, I will cover it here on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on. So whenever that is, do we know when? Do we know when that is? If anybody can confirm that. I saw someone said 2. There it is. Carla says tomorrow at 2 Eastern. Okay, I will double confirm that. So if that's the case, I'll go live to cover the Trump CPAC. I'll probably go live a little bit early just to catch up with all of you guys and gals, and that'll be awesome. So I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for an awesome stream as always. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see all of you tomorrow for the Trump CPAC speech, and it's going to be awesome, so I cannot wait. So have a good night, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Oh, Tommy says, today on FNT, I learned you were 46. No insult, just interesting. I'm 35, figured you were closer to my age. You look good, brother. Hey, thank you, man. Listen, most people think I'm younger than I am, but I don't know. I don't feel 45. I'll be 46 soon, but I don't feel 46, but I'm sure one day I'm going to wake up and I will feel it, but I don't at this point in time. So most people are surprised when they find out how old I am. But anyway, thank you guys. Have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.